Hey, what if I were to tell you that there was another ship that was very close to the Titanic, and they they didn't do what they kind of. What I'm trying to say is that they basically messed up in saving the Titanic. The ship that I'm talking about is the SS Californian, and this ship is known for being at least or close to 10 miles away from the Titanic. And this ship was closer to the Titanic than like basically any other ship. So, what did they do to mess up? On April 14th, 1912, at roughly 10 p.m., the SS Californian came upon an ice field and was caused to stop the engines of the Californian, and they would stay there until the ice would clear out, basically. And now the captain went to the wireless operator for the SS Californian. He told him to warn any other ship in the area that they had stopped because of the ice field. The wireless operator for the SS Californian started sending away through the Morse key, and he contacted Titanic. Now, as soon as the wireless operator for the Titanic, Jack Phillips, the message blasted through the headphones, and Jack Phillips kind of like was annoyed, and he started sending away like, "Shut up, bro! Shut up, bro!" Now, why would he do this? One, because the day before the disaster, the Marconi machine actually broke down, and Jack Phillips and Harold Bride both had to fix the machine. So they spent the whole night. They barely got any sleep. So Jack Phillips was already annoyed because of that. And second, you have to understand how these machines worked. So basically, the farther away a ship is, the louder you have to turn the things, right? The louder you have to turn the basically the volume. Because the Californian was so close to Titanic, and Titanic was trying to talk to Cape Race, which was like far away, the message is kaboom. Yeah, so you get what I'm trying to say. This is a deleted scene from the 1997 movie Titanic. As you can see, the two men are working very hard to send all the messages from passengers, and suddenly, the message from the Californian blasts through the headphones.
Christ. It's that idiot on the Californian. Tell him to sod off. I'll do more than that. Keep out. Shut up. I'm working. Take race.
Arrogant bastard. I try and warn him about the ice and he tells me to shut up. And listen to that spark, he must be right on top of us.
What's he sending now?
Poker. Business. Good. Ow. Well, that's it for me. I'm shutting down.
And as you can see, the wireless operator on the Californian is getting ready for bed. And there, coming outside, you can see the ice field. Yeah, so this is why the wireless operator, Jack Phillips, was so angry. He started sending away, "Shut up, bro." Like, shut up, bro. As the captain was getting ready to go to bed, they spotted a ship, which is believed to be the Titanic. But the captain was like, "Nah, that doesn't look like the Titanic." So the captain went to take a rest, and they could actually communicate with him a lot faster. Instead of going all the way down to his cabin, they had like these tubes that could that you could talk to it, and it would reach all the way down to the captain's cabin. So it's basically like those you attach a string to two cups and you talk into another cup and you hear it through the other one. It's basically that. Soon after this, they noticed that the ship it was odd. It looked odd. Why was this? And the reason the reason for this is also kind of the reason why the Titanic struck the iceberg. You see, there's this phenomenon called a cold water mirage, and this phenomenon is basically like when cold water makes the air closest to the water a lot cooler and denser, and um so at the bottom, so the closest air to the water is cooler and denser, while the air at the top is a lot warmer. This could cause an optical illusion because of this. All the layers of the warm air and the cold air causes light to bend. You could actually see farther away than you can see more across the horizon than the actual horizon. You can always spot these during the daylight. It's basically like, I'm trying to explain. So like it's, let's say this is the horizon, water, right? And then you see a ship floating in midair. That's what it can cause. Now, at night, it's almost impossible to spot this. So, because the iceberg was approaching the Titanic, the iceberg was actually like in between the horizon and the fake horizon. This optical illusion causes a fake horizon because it bends light. It causes you to see more through the horizon. I mean, it causes you to see past the horizon. And the iceberg was right in between the horizon and the fake horizon. They didn't spot the iceberg until like last minute. That's basically why the Titanic couldn't have dodged the iceberg in time, because of the cold water mirage that was happening. Now, now remember this, because this is going to be important later. Now, basically, they spotted the ship, which was the Titanic, and the Titanic spotted them. And before the captain of the SS California went to sleep, he told them to keep an eye on that ship. But minutes later, minutes later, they spotted the ship again, and they were like,
Yo, is that ship listing? It seems like it's tilting or something.
now soon after, they noticed that the ship was sending away, was shooting rockets in the air. And the Titanic was shooting rockets roughly around the same time that the crew spotted on the rockets on the Californian. But they didn't understand what they were trying to do, because in 1912 the rules were that you had to fire a rocket like each approximately like 1 minute for it to mean distress. The Titanic's crew only launched 8 rockets in about an hour. That wasn't. They should have launched like 60 rockets. But also, they were trying to signal the ship with Morse lamps. If you don't know what Morse lamps are, then they are basically these lights that you control, and you communicate with other ships um, using Morse code. And they started using these lamps, but because the cold water mirage, they basically did not understand what each other was saying. They were both ships were confused, basically. So why was this? Because of the cold water mirage. Why? Because if you remember, I talked about the fake horizon, and the Titanic could have appeared to them that only the funnels appeared. That's why. Now they told the captain about this, and they spoke through the tube, and the captain woke up and he was like, "What is it?" They were like,
Yo, that ship is firing out rockets.
No, it could be like company signals or something.
This
Yes, I'm positive.
this is basically what the captain did. Now, if I was the captain of the Californian, I would have like been like, "Yo, why are they firing rockets?" like these can't be company signals or something. I mean, I would have at least gotten up, put on my clothes, and walked up to the bridge and try to communicate more with the Titanic. And if that doesn't work, I would have, hey bro, wake up, bro, to the wireless operator on the Californian. I would have told him to try to communicate to the Titanic, and this kind of would have worked because the wireless operators on the Titanic were awake. So maybe we could have understood things better. But no, this dude just was like, yeah, sure, bro. They probably company signals or something. That how this dude messed up. He went back to sleep, bro. I got to chillax. And after this, the officers were like, "Oh, okay, well, yeah." So they just kept on watching the ship, and they noticed that the ship was disappearing. So they probably thought the ship was getting farther away and going past the horizon. But what they were actually seeing was the Titanic disappear like right in front of them. And around 2:30 a.m., they said that they told the captain that the ship had disappeared. They thought she got further away. And remember, they said the ship disappeared at around 2:30 a.m. Titanic went down at 2:20 a.m. When the sun came up, the wireless operator woke up and he started listening to the conversation. They were like, "Yo, bruh, Titanic just sunk, bro." California started steaming to the site, and they asked the Carpathia, and they were like, "Everything that has been done, and you could resume your voyage." So then they just continued their voyage, and yeah, that's how they messed up. You realize how messed up that sounds. And well, this is the story of how California basically messed up in trying to save the Titanic. And also, I want to thank y'all. I just got past the 50 subscriber mark, and thank you so much. And if you're watching this for the first time and you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. It encourages me to make more videos like this. But yeah, the end.